Hey guys, Marty here. Welcome back to Snappy Videos. In this video, we're doing an unboxing. We're going to be unboxing the Digi-Buddies virtual reality pet. Now, if you watched my other video where I revealed that I bought two devices to unbox, obviously first I unboxed my Digimon 20th, my new one I got. Managed to get that on special, which was really good. And I happened to be walking through the Reject shop. So that's a shop here in Australia for you that aren't in Australia. Found this Digi-Buddies virtual reality pet. I wasn't actually looking for one at the time. It was a $5 one, so I'm looking at it, and from looking at some of the comments from some of you guys, it's pretty similar to the Kmart $5 virtual pet we have here. So I'm interested to see how similar it is. It's got some extra buttons, different shape. And just looking at some of the sprites here, the characters do look a little bit different. Alright, let's get into it, guys. Let's have a look at this Digi-Buddies virtual reality pet, and let's see how it goes. Alright, so just looking at the packaging, it's very basic sort of packaging, nothing special. Obviously a really nice logo there. And just shows you off some of the sprites, which is pretty cool. Raise them, feed them, cure them, love them. Pretty straightforward, standard sort of virtual pet sort of thing. The thing that makes me think it's pretty similar to, or if not the exact same as the Kmart $5 virtual pet, is the 1 in 68 pets to play. It's exactly the amount of numbers that one has. Whether or not they're different, looking at the characters here, they potentially might be. I'm not sure. The batteries, they're an AG13 battery. That looks a bit different, obviously, to the ones we're using now. I can't remember if that's the same one the original Digivices, the original Digimon V pets use. I'm not sure. We can have a look, though, later just to find out. Not that it matters too much, but interesting to know. All right, looking around the back of the packaging here, a little bit more of what's going on. So, obviously, it's the usual stuff. I think it's the same picture from the front. Yes, it is. 168 pets. We already knew that, guys. We had a look at that before. Some of the features here, though, we've got happy, sad, so, okay. Care needed, reading time. So maybe they read a book, I'm not sure. Send a message. It does sound very similar to the email thing on the $5 Kmart virtual pet, where you could receive poo in the mail. That was great. The speedo, does it go fast? Is there like a pedometer in there? I don't know, we'll find out, guys. The wee or poo, guessing that's like a flush feature like you do with a normal virtual pet when they have been to the toilet. Playtime, just give me games again, guys. That's pretty obvious. What sort of games, I don't know. Doesn't really specify in here, so interesting to find out. Food time, little interesting character there with a smiley face. Not sure if you can quite see that there. Feeding it, obviously. Health, whether or not that just shows you something about it or whether you have to do something, I'm not sure. Apart from that, guys, just the usual stuff. Don't eat it. Don't just throw it in the bin. That kind of thing. Alright, that's pretty much it for the box, guys. Yeah, it's years 6 plus. Any of you guys that are younger than 6, unfortunately, it's not recommended for you, but if you're watching these videos, maybe you're good enough to play it. Don't take my word for it, get your parents' advice, but whatever. Anyway, let's open up, guys. Let's have a look at the actual device itself. Alright, so it comes out of there pretty easy, which is good. Alright, so just looking at the device, it doesn't really feel like, it feels pretty cheap, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Little keyring there, but that's pretty much, you clipped it onto something else, right? What I'll do, guys, now that we're looking at the device up close, I might just swap the camera angle over. We'll have a proper look at it now since it's a bit hard to see from there. So just give me a moment, we'll swap it over now. Alright, guys, here we are. So up close, a lot better view, that is, for sure. Just move the lighting a bit so it's not as intense. Alright, guys, so just looking at it here, you've got some of the characters on the front. That light's a bit silly as well, it's a bit better. You've got some of the characters pictured here. Whether or not these actually appear in the game, I'm not sure. Looking at the buttons here, I'm going to bring up the Kmart $5 V-Pad against this in a moment, just to have a look at the buttons. But pretty much if you look at it here, so they've both got a reset button, a decide button, a select button, a cancel button. This one here also has, it's a bit noisy, this one here also has a status button, so interesting to see what that does in a moment. Tiny little keychain, as I pointed out a moment ago, you'd have to clip it to something else, whereas with your Digimon V-Pets, it's already got a, I guess you still have to clip them to something else, but it's got a clip on there already, so, you know, it's a bit easier to clip to other things. Alright, flicking around to the back now, guys. Obviously, you have a battery compartment. Looks like the speaker's probably hidden under that, which would make sense. And just a normal Phillips head screwdriver to undo these as well. Alright, let's pull a tab, have a really quick look at this one, guys. I don't want to go too far into it because we'll do a proper look at it later in another video. Let's pull a tab, let's have a look. Alright, 1 in 168. Look at that, guys. That looks very familiar. Very familiar to this. Alright. Let's go through. Who are we going to choose? Just wondering if any of these appear in there, you know? Alright. Let's go with These are looking a bit creepy. Well, we had Patrick once before. We can't have him again. This looks exactly the same, guys. Wow. All right, let's go with this ghost-looking thing. All right, the time doesn't matter because I don't really care. His name will be Sue. All right, so looking at it right now, guys, it does seem pretty much exactly the same. That brings up the time. There's gold, there's that kind of thing. You can feed them, flush the poo away. What does the status button do? The status button and the select button actually funnily do the same thing. So really there's a redundant button there, guys. We don't actually need all those buttons. It could possibly come up in a different menu as to that doing a different thing. I'm not really too sure. I'm guessing it wants some food. And the animations there are the same. I'll do a proper video seeing if we can compare it exactly to the Kmart VPET. But that does look pretty much the same there, guys. Alright, so as for that, guys, let's quick look at the games as well. Alright, pretty much looks exactly the same. Like I said, guys, we'll go through and have a better look at that later. But there you go, guys. There is the Digi-Buddy $5 VPET. Quite interesting. I got it from the reject shop, but you can find the Digi-Buddies. I did Google them, and there's a lot of them around, so you can get them from various places. So you guys that aren't in Australia, or in Australia don't have access to the reject shop for some reason, you can get these guys from a lot of places online as well. There we go, guys. I had a bit of a look at that. In my opinion, it's just another $5 VPET, but we will do a video comparing it to the Kmart $5 VPET just to see if they're exactly the same. My suspicion is there's not really many differences other than this button that doesn't do anything different. Let me know in the comments below, guys, if you play with these much, what you think of them, whether you think they're worth it. Do keep in mind they are $5 each, so it's not that much. Whether you guys think they're actually worth it as a virtual pet, or whether you'd like to spend the extra money to get a Digimon or a Tamagotchi. Obviously, they're good for kids starting out because they're nice and easy. But do let me know in the comments below what you think about these Digi-Buddies $5 VPETs.